Now, you're most well known as a partnership, but I wondered which one of you was the driving force?
Well, that's definitely me. I wear the trousers.
Yes, but if I may, I couldn't help noticing you haven't actually got your trousers on at the moment.
No, I mean, I wear the trousers metaphorically.
Right. Well, if we could turn to a new invention, it's much bigger than I'd expected. What are you calling it?
Well, we're thinking of calling it the Pentagonal Experimental Express with horizontal flange and rod shaft, brackets, copper plated. The rod shaft, not the horizontal flange, close brackets. But it's a work in progress.
So, what was your inspiration for creating this machine?
Inspiration? Well, the usual sort of things, really.
And they would be?
Well, me and Orville, we eat a lot of porridge, but neither of us can be asked getting out of bed to cook, quite frankly. To be fair, all my inspiration comes from breakfast cereals.
So, you think this machine has widespread appeal, then?
Oh, essentially, no. No, I mean, we've only got the one, so if anyone else wants to use it, they'll have to form an orderly queue.
No, I mean in mass production.
Oh, yes, but we have been told we need to make a few adjustments.
For example?
Well, they've told us to shorten the name for a start, so we're thinking of scrapping the name Pentagonal Experimental Express with horizontal flange and rod shaft, brackets, copper plated, the rod shaft, not the horizontal flange, close brackets, and calling it the Breakfast-matic with horizontal flange and rod shaft, brackets, copper plated, the rod shaft, not the horizontal flange, close brackets. But as I say, it's a work in progress. Now, are you going to ask me a meaningful question?
Like what?
Like, what is it?
What is it? Well, we know what it is. It's the First Aeroplane.
Breakfast-matic with horizontal flange and rod shaft, brackets, copper plated.
Yeah. Last time we asked, we were actually told it was called the Wright Flyer.
We changed the name once we realised that it would revolutionise the way people eat their breakfast.
Eat breakfast?
Oh, yes. We've got the chair there, in which the breakfastee sits. There's a propeller for slicing your bread, a long flat wing section, if you will, for frying eggs and bacon, and you can pour coffee into that engine-shaped tureen there to heat it up.
Oh, I see. So basically, it's a breakfast-making machine.
Oh, yes. The industry was in desperate need of a new machine to help between the hours of 5:30 and 10. Or whenever you have your breakfast. I don't want to generalise. No, and if you take this egg and place it on the wing, it will cook it for you in under 17 minutes, which is a huge breakthrough for mankind.
Right, but if I may turn to yesterday's Telegraph, your brother Orville gave an interview in which he suggested this is actually a flying machine.
He probably said flying machine, and they just misheard him.
But then he goes on to give a 3-page account of how it can fly.
Oh, he's off his head. He really is. He keeps saying, right, I wish I could fly. And I just say, Orville, you can't. Get over it. Oh, sorry, my hat came down then.
And why do you wear a hat and goggles?
Well, we have to wear goggles because there's nothing worse, right, than a crumb of breakfast in the old eye. And a hat and scarf because it can be a bit nippy out here on the field at breakfast time.
And why couldn't Orville join us this morning?
Well, he doesn't actually know that we're doing this interview because he does get very excited, bless him. And he has all these crazy ideas about what the Breakfast-matic does actually do.
Could we perhaps start the propeller and maybe you could talk us through it?
Right, well, Gerald's started the propeller turning. Morning, Gerald. He releases the horizontal flange and turns the rod shaft to white bread. Well, stop. What you doing? Stop making those noises.
Sorry.
Right. God. Now, thank you, Gerald. Now, did you bring a loaf with you?
Well, we've got this bread roll.
Oh, you've got a bread roll. Well, it don't work quite as well, but right, put it there.
Right.
Yeah, yes, just that. Now lean forward a bit. Mind your hand.
Ah!
Oh, right, yes, that can happen. But now you can see that your bread roll is carefully sliced into a number of pieces.
Across the field?
Yes, across the field. But as I say, it's a work in progress. You had your goggles on, so you're all right. And your egg's almost done now, if you want it.
No thanks, I'll pass. Sorry, couldn't help noticing your machine does now appear to be moving.
Would you please excuse me? Gerald, it's happening again. Get your arse in gear, come on. As I say, it's a work in progress.